All right, guys. So today we are actually looking at something that's coming out on Kickstarter, and it's honestly, it's actually kind of cool. It's something I think I would actually use. And we've seen the Bluetooth speakers in the past. We've seen MagSafe chargers, but we never really seen the two of them kind of put together. So this is from a company called INNOGO. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, this is their wireless Magcharge Mini speakers. So this is what they call a 3-in-1 wireless magnetic charging holder. Of course, they say 3-in-1, but it's also a speaker based on the title. I've actually taken one out to take a look at it, and honestly, it is kind of cool for sure. So we'll unbox this in just a second. This is the actual unit right here. You guys can see this. This is the magic right here. We're going to see how this functions. Now, it's designed, of course, to be able to charge. Well, really anything that can be charged with a wireless Qi charger, right? Because that's basically what this is. So if you had headphones that you wanted, you could just sit this down and put your headphones on it, and this should be able to charge. Of course, this would have to be powered on to do that. But you would stick this primarily on the back of your phone, and it would charge. It would have a Bluetooth connection to your phone, and it would also come up as a speaker, so enhancing the sound. Now, the other thing that's really cool about this is the reason that I have two is that this also allows you to pair the two together so that you could now have a left channel and a right channel and listen to two of them in stereo. So if you're traveling, not only could you have two of these for charging your phone, but you'd be rocking out. So if you're someone that only travels, let's say, with their phone, gets somewhere, wants to listen to some music or wants to listen to a movie, you have possibly double the amount of charging power, as well as optimum sound. Anyways, I'm going to put that down here. One of these is, yeah, so this one here I've emptied. This one here, of course, has not been opened yet. So you'll see it says in really small text, full range driver, extra RGB lighting, magnetic design, 3-in-1 charging, right? Wireless 3-in-1 charging, charge and play simultaneously. So if you had this plugged in, you could also have it turned on so that you could still be listening to music. And fully portable. Very, very cool. Anyways, it doesn't come, because again, this is before it's kind of hit out on Kickstarter, right? This is the box here. It didn't come with any manual in the box, so I am expecting that a manual will be included down the road. This would be it here. You get a nice sized USB-C to USB-A cable, which is useful for charging, of course. You get a little strap if you want to be able to strap this to your wrist or whatever for carrying. And you get a little magnetic ring. So for those of you that have a phone, Android, whatever, right? Or a tablet or an older iPhone that doesn't have MagSafe, you have the little magnetic ring that you can stick on the back. My thought would be make sure that you kind of align this, especially if you do have a phone that has Qi charging, that you align this with the actual charging area of your phone. Once that's there, now you have the awesomeness as well. Of course, I'm doing it on an iPhone 16, so I have all the above, but that's everything that comes in the box. It is pretty cool. Now, you guys may not actually hear the sound quality that comes out of this, but I have to say, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Like, it's not going to be big speaker sound, but again, for portability and you wanting it to be able to take this out with you, for a little speaker of this size, yeah, I'm down. It's pretty good. It's definitely an enhancement over your phone, and even an iPhone 16, which has, you know, pretty good sound out of it, way louder, had way more bass. Again, the speakers themselves are going to be bigger, so they'll be able to produce that. And this is again the little speaker, right? So nice and small, which is cool. And that's going to be the speaker driver on the back. You do have your little power button there, as well as, of course, you have your USB-C for charging. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So this one I've turned on already. I have fully charged this one, so I charged it last night. And if we bring up our phone here and go into our Bluetooth, and just scroll to the bottom. If I turn this on, it should automatically go into Bluetooth mode. So you have to hold this for a couple of seconds. There you go.
Bluetooth mode.
Bluetooth mode, right? And it should come up at the bottom here as something 200, I believe it was. There it is. Our BW200. So we're just going to click on that.
Connected.
Now, the one thing I kind of wish, and I don't think you can, I kind of wish this, is that there was a switch on here that you could turn the RGB off. I don't know if you can, because if you tap the button, it doesn't really do anything, right? Double tap. Did it did it turn it off? Am I still connected? I am still connected. So a double tap, it wasn't in the manual. Double tap actually turns the RGB off. So if you don't want that, right? And then you can double tap to get the RGB back on. All right, winner. So that's cool. Now, if you actually go in and listen to music, so again, I'm going to listen to some non-copyrighted music, so just kind of be aware of that. If I come into my playlist here and bring up a song, again, this isn't going to be anything overly exciting, but turn my speaker volume up. Like it's pretty loud. It's not bad at all, right? Well, that's not a great quality song, but let's try another one. Like my volume's not even up at full, right? Like that's, you guys can't hear the real sound out of it, but that's not bad. And it is way louder. Like if I took this off and actually, let's say, shut my Bluetooth off, for instance. So if I came in here and had this actually, so if I just said, actually, I'll just turn my Bluetooth off, disconnected, and played that same song through here. Like it's not near as bassy, right? And that's full volume. Like there's quite a big difference for that. And that's with a single, right? So I do think that's kind of cool. Now, what they say is once these are off, right? Bloop, disconnection. And you have two of them. So at this point in time, you want to make sure your Bluetooth is turned off on the original device. You pair them, you turn them both on, right? Cool. And then on one of them that's going to be your left, you would just go 1, 2, 3. And at this point in time, this is supposed, there it goes, your little beep. This becomes the left channel, this becomes right channel. You can see the two colors kind of line up now. So if we put those down on the table, for instance, they're just kind of sitting here. And now we came back in and reconnected my Bluetooth. So turn my Bluetooth back on. Let's see if it reconnects.
Connected.
Connected. So now, if I were to go in and play that same song. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can hear me, right? And you'll see them change colors and they kind of light up in unison with each other. You know, we can kind of go through here and pick a different song maybe. That's not bad.
Sail on off the radar and venture.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's really neat. Now, each of these, as far as I can tell, I think they only have like a 600 milliamp hour battery in them. It's not a large battery by any means. So if you and I were going out and say buying a battery pack, we would probably buy something that was 5,000 or 10,000 or higher milliamp hours. But, you know, if you're in a scenario that you were running out of power or whatever, you could just take this. Like my battery is at 98% right now. I could just snap this on the back. My phone would start charging, right? So it has that connection. It goes into that charging mode. And now you're charging away. So that's kind of cool. Now they do say it's a stand. And it is, because you can like just set it up like this and you got a nice stand. Now, if you set it this way, I find it works, but there is a little bit of a rock to it, right? See? So it almost would have been nice if there was a dedicated up and down and they put a little bit of a flat edge on one of the corners, like on the edges here. right? Just to help it so it didn't have that little bit of rock. But, you know, most of us are going to just sit it somewhere. And of course, at that point in time, it sits fine. It does just fine, right? And at that, we're good too. Now, this does not, as far as I can tell, if I went into, for instance, an audio, a video recording piece of software, I'm pretty sure if you went into audio here for a microphone, right? So there's no microphone or anything like that in this, so you couldn't make a call, right? So if you wanted to make a phone call or anything with this, you wouldn't be able to hear them. This is really for anything that just needs a speaker, right? So anything that requires a phone, so you're like, oh, I could use this for FaceTime calls or for Zoom calls, or no, right? It won't let you do that because it doesn't have a microphone in it, so your phone doesn't see it. But you want to watch YouTube videos, you want to watch Netflix videos, you want to watch, you know, or listen to music. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then, of course, when you're finished, all you do is take these and you just turn them off. Bloop. These are coming out on Kickstarter. I have no idea how much these are going to cost. But if you're looking for something that, you know, the fact that you just have that with you for traveling, knowing that you have an extra little speaker, even just one is pretty cool. But if you do get two, cooler. I would love to see them have, and maybe they do in there when they release their Kickstarter, a little case that comes with these just to protect them. Something that if you buy, like if you buy two of them, for instance, that you get a case that these would sit in that little case and actually hold them properly so they're protected. You know, comes with the USB-C cable, all that kind of stuff. That would be cool. I don't know if they're going to have that. But as of now, depending on their price, I think they're really cool. Sound quality is actually better than I thought it was going to be. And I'm gonna use these for sure for travel, right? And then you can just carry them like that if you want, I guess. I don't know. All right, guys. Very neat little speakers for your phone. And that's it. I'll put links down below to their Kickstarter if you guys are interested at all. And I will see you guys next video. Later. All right, guys. So I'm just putting a little update to the end of this video for those of you that made it, which I hope you did. I've been using these little speakers now for about a week. There was a little bit of a concern. Now realize that these are pre-production units that were sent out to us, so they have not been completed. They are not in full production or anything like that yet. And of course, they were sent to me for testing purposes as well. And one of the issues that I had was that one of the speakers, after I had been using it for a couple of days, started to get almost like a static. So I thought possibly that the speaker had blown, and I wasn't listening to it overly loud by any means. And I was using them primarily as single speakers, but on occasion in the dual setup. And one was sounding good, one was not sounding as good. And I reached out to the company to figure out what may be causing that or what was going on, or just to let them know. And because this area here is where the magnetic coil or the MagSafe charging coil is underneath. Sorry, not on that side. Yeah, on this side. What happens is that there is glue, of course, that attaches this plate to basically the charging coil. And what had happened, I can't remember which speaker it was, but if you clicked on it here, you could actually hear like a crackling. And I don't know if it's this one or it's this one. I don't know if you heard that, right? A little bit of crackling. Not anymore. So what had happened was the glue that was inside, for whatever reason, had decided to let go a little bit. So I reached out. There he goes again, right? So you can hear that little bit of popping sound. You may not be able to hear it. It's pretty light. But it was there, especially when you heard like a really bassy sound. So they just encouraged me to just kind of push it back down again, which I did. And it seemed to remedy the issue. Now, when I talked to them again, they said that good information and that they were going to actually apply more adhesive to these two plates. So anything that I experienced in regards to this one, and I don't know if it'll happen with this one over a longer period of time, but hopefully that'll remedy it. Anyways, I wanted you guys to just be aware of that. So if you do kind of have any kind of static on it, it may be this, and it may just require some extra kind of pushing in this area to just make sure that's all fastened properly. It sounded great for the first couple of days, and it just had this little bit of like sound kind of came out. So yeah, all I had to do was kind of push these back into place. And I didn't really notice it much when it was physically attached to the actual phone. The other thing that I had noticed, especially on my phone that had a fairly thick charging or a fairly thick case on it, is that for whatever reason, when I had done that, when it had lifted, it wasn't charging all the time. It would charge and kind of come on and off and on. And then, now there's a fair bit of distance in my case because it is thicker. But again, once I kind of did this and got this all kind of stuck back in place and everything seemed to be where it should be, it's been good. It's been good. So I've been playing with this for, again, the last couple days, and so far so good. But they did say they were going to actually look at the manufacturing process and put some more adhesive on there to make sure that that didn't happen. So we should be okay. Anyways, again, Kickstarter links down below, and I will see you guys next video. Later.